good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sipping and Spitting with JR Pantry. I'm one of your hosts, Rick, aka Mr. Cartel, joined by my co-host Jordan, aka Capo. Why don't you tell them what the topic is today, Jay?
So, topic today is going to be life of a contractor, the good, the bad, the ugly. Try to dispel any myths y'all hear about how glorious contract work is, and any myths you hear about how horrible it can be.
Facts, big facts. So, what you sipping on today for today's topic?
Rum and coke, man. Rum and coke.
Keep it as simple. Keep it as
That's,
simple.
that's it. That's it. That's it. Not being bothered today. I'm tired.
Nah, I feel that. Uh, but yeah, I'm just sipping on tequila and ginger ale. Keeping it simple.
There you go. There you go.
Get that old man drink.
Yeah. that I had a long week drink. First sip, just sitting there like, oh, things have been put in motion that can't be undone.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm just
What?
prepared for the week. But life as a contractor, man. Contracting was a hell of a time for me. 10 years straight.
Working
Oh
hard,
man,
jobbing it,
bruh,
jobbing it.
the life of a contractor can be one of easy, and I guess not a word, just it can be fruitful, but it can also be very harrowing, if to say the least. Like I've met some people when I was contracting that they're like, "Oh yeah, I've been contracting for 20, 30 years. It's been great." And I'm just like, that must be nice because the 10 years I was contracting, man, I had the worst side of the scale. I had the scale where I just was just everything was bad. There were a couple of times people told me, "Yeah, you're temporary, right? So
Yeah,
don't get happy in your
yeah.
position."
That's what a lot of people don't understand. They like contract work is all lucrative and all this. Cool. If they hire you on for $250,000 salary,
Hmm.
you got to make it a whole year turnaround to even say you made that.
Exactly.
Because the contract could fall out from under your ass within that first week you get in there, and you ain't even got all your stuff. You just got there and did paperwork. You ain't even get your stuff to start working yet.
Bruh. No, there was one contract I was working. I won't say any contract names because obviously liability. I was working one contract. I was working because the I can name the locations because they're public knowledge, but I was working one contract between the Pentagon and the Mark Center.
Oh shit.
And everybody likes to, so first of all, that's one huge myth. Everybody thinks, oh my God, it's the Mark Center, the SecDef sits there. That's where his actual office is. And oh, it's the Pentagon. But these are just buildings.
That's it.
The same nonsense that's in them buildings is in every
Yep.
other building.
Yep.
That's just a facts. But I was working the contract. They had just won it, but this is where their whole nepotism comes into play. The new contractor company wasn't liked by, for lack of a better way of putting it, the people who selected them.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't get all the information needed when you do a contract transition. Since normally the previous contracting company is supposed to transition all their paperwork and legal documents over
Mm-hmm.
so that it could be a seamless transition. Wasn't done. I went on a job and I was like, y'all just won this and y'all, yeah, we're just kind of the holding pattern because we're still waiting on documentation. Hmm. And nobody's questioning the legal ramifications of that. You get a period of performance, a pop as they call it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, no, you only get like 30 to 90 days, depending on how the government wants to allow you to operate. If you don't perform,
You know, that's cute. We can get you out of
it's
here.
a wrap. It's day 15. And I'm like, y'all still waiting on documentation? That's done within the first week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, immediately started looking. On my 2 week notice, on my last day, and they're like, "Oh man, we're sad to see you go. We know you just got here and everything." And I was like, "It just was best." They had a meeting. They had Bob say, "No, it was the second to last day because I came home to an email. oh, we're sad, we're gonna try to find things for everybody, but it looks like they not proceeded not to move forward, due to failure performing the pop. I was like, there it is.
There
I
it
knew it.
is. There it is.
Bruh,
Mm-hmm.
contracting world is grimy. Like,
Right, grimy. Because it's it brings a level of stress upon you
mhm.
of job uncertainty that a lot of people who if you've never done independent contract, because you're pretty much an independent contractor.
Oh, 100%.
You can go between different organizations. You could work at one organization as a contractor and work at their rival's location as a contractor.
Hmm.
And it is 16-hour days you're doing that. You're doing two jobs. That goes back to the last one we did. The last episode we did about two
Hmm.
job joint. We've had people do that. And let me tell you, it is nothing but grimy
Oh yeah. I,
because everybody pretty much is out for the contractor mindset is real.
oh yeah.
Nobody want to tell you nothing. Nobody want to train you on nothing. Nobody wants to do anything for you. Nobody want to give you their contacts. Nothing. You got to figure this
Nobody
all
want
out
to
on your
tell
own half the time.
Nobody even want to tell you. So I had another contract very early on in my career. I think this was my second contract gig. Was working a contract. Um, Word of mouth got hired because I knew the manager because he had got promoted to manager. He liked my work from the previous job.
Hmm.
Bruh. Got hired on and everything. Got a major boost of salary. That's another thing too. You always gonna get a nice boost of salary if you can
Hmm.
justify it. Got like a 20K boost in salary.
Hmm.
Thought I was about to live life.
Lavish.
Didn't tell me until 30 days out. Yeah, we're gonna lay you off. We're putting together a severance package and stuff for you. I'm like, it ain't even been it ain't even been 2 years. Matter of fact, it's barely been a year. It'll be like a year in like 10 months. What do
Hmm.
you mean? Oh, I didn't. And the PM's like, I didn't tell you your position was temporary. If you'd have told me my position was temporary, do you think I'd have taken it? Matter of fact, when I took the job,
Hmm.
another manager I had called me in for a job. I was like, nah, I'm gonna stick it out here. I can really grow myself. If I knew my position temporary, I'd have been gone.
Gone. And when let's say you say you got a contract, you working on fuck it. I'm not gonna say the company name, but I will say the contract. It was the Microsoft contract we was on, right?
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
fucking me and you knew the second we saw two emails from
Hmm.
the PM, then the director. Oh, we already knew. Contract
Yeah.
done.
Oh,
Contract is done.
OVA over with.
But the thing is, with the new company coming in, they'll start buying up. Hey, you want to come work for us? Hey, we want to come work for us. We give you this, this, and this. You got this, just so they can have people on premise that already know the system, so they ain't got to go through the whole process of vetting and all that. They can get right to it.
And what people don't realize that when they do that, they keep you, but they definitely looking to phase you out for cheaper labor.
Oh yeah, no, no,
Definitely.
that's definitely.
And that's the thing I try to tell people all the time. People always used to come to me and was like, "Oh man, you're making this." I'm like, "Yeah, granted, contractors do make more money than
Hmm.
government and some private
So
industries.
yeah,
Some private industries pay nicely,
but
but
you're also
we get a
getting
higher
taxed at a
tax
higher.
bracket,
Yep.
higher tax bracket. We pay for everything out of pocket. When you
Hmm.
look at what some companies, private companies and government pay for, it's like, yo, yes, you can do the contract stuff. And like I said, on one side of the coin, you could have a fruitful life as a contractor.
Hmm.
However, that whole because it was the last contract I was on. Oh my God, that was the work. Like they lost the contract. And because nobody came up with a transition, this is why I always write everything down and why I always tell you and tell people I run into black and white email. They did not have a transition plan.
Hmm.
So what happened was when they lost that contract, they told everybody, it's a wrap. We're pretty much losing the contract. New
Hmm.
company came in. New company underbid. That's another thing too
Yep.
for y'all
Oh,
folks out there. When a new
oh,
company comes in, it's because
underbid.
they won the underbid. which means if that was a $10 million contract, they came in and won it for 8 million, which means the cut's gonna come from somewhere. They not fitting to cut their salaries.
Mm-mm.
Just to put that out there. But they had one dude who was a senior engineer slash architect. He built the whole environment
Crazy.
and been there for 12 years. He built that environment. And instead of them paying him, because he was making 230,
Mm-hmm.
instead of them paying him the 230, they're like, the best we can do is 105. He said, cool, the best thing I can do is leave. Went to Oracle, didn't look back. That environment never recovered.
I mean,
They had to take off servers offline because nobody could do anything. All of the developers and engineers after that contract, there were 15 of them, two left that they could match the salaries for. Two. It was 18 system administrators, three stayed. In the middle of transitioning physical servers from the data center in the Midwest to the East. Last I heard, half of those servers still have to are still offline. Like it, it is a contracting is a cold game.
oh,
I've had people literally badmouth me to management
mm-hmm.
because they assumed I was going to take their job when a promotion came up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh well, so and so said that he just didn't think you were qualified for. It. I'm like, isn't he going for the same position? So why would you
Why would you take that into
take
consideration?
his word into consideration if he's not even my manager? Well, we figured that it'd be just we you guys figure you guys work together. Okay, we work together
I
don't
mean,
mean he pays my bills.
I come in, I'll say nothing to nobody. 8 hours pass, I grab my shit and leave. Just
Exactly.
because I work with you don't mean I got to talk to you half the time.
Hmm. Hmm.
To be
It's
honest, check
cold,
your email. You ain't got to talk to me at all. Check your email.
cold game, man. It's contractor was cold. I did meet some great people along the way though, but even then, even those people I met, some of them pretty cool. Still stay in touch with. You can tell, but a lot of them I had to keep my head on the swivel because it's like I've had people walk in and be like, yeah, they opening up a position. Oh, okay, cool. Like one cat I used to work with, wild. I worked with him. He was a sysadmin or whatever. He was real cool with the government client. Company lost the contract. New company comes in. They really like him because government talked him up. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yada yada yada. It is what it is. He's like, oh, he told everybody because the developers wanted to keep him because he knew his stuff.
Right.
And he was like, oh yeah, he told our developers, I'm not staying. Y'all should just start looking to apply. Cool. So everybody's looking to apply. Then
Mm-hmm.
they offered him his salary he wanted and then changed his position to manager. Then all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, y'all, everybody should stay. And I'm like, I still got to do what's best for me. I'm like, you could promise me growth all day long, but you don't really hold them cards. You still
No.
coming in a new company.
Mm-hmm.
And he waits until I'm hunting like for a week straight. Oh yeah, there was this one position I was going to apply for. I was going to tell you about. I interviewed for it, but I didn't want it. And I was just going to tell them to reach out to you. Wait, wait. So why are you even making me an afterthought? If you really care, like, keep trying to talk to them, like, yeah, I care about your growth. You really care about my growth. Then you'd have told me about it when you got it, so I could at least throw my hat in it, whether you referred me or not. And I'm like, I don't really know what you're telling them now, because at
Mm-hmm.
that point, you making it an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kept saying, I'm like, okay, give me the guy's contact information. I'll reach out, establish my own contact. Didn't
Nothing.
want to do it.
Nothing.
Never wanted to do it.
Mm-mm.
So then I'm like, cool. Put on my own self-reliant hat. I go hunting myself. Start getting interviews. Put in my 2 weeks notice. Sends me a text message when I put in my 2 weeks notice. I told you I was gonna have something for you. You can't make that promise.
Mm-hmm.
You don't control the budget of the new company. You can't make that promise.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to rely on you after I was an afterthought for everything else. Like you've
Mm-hmm.
been having my back from the very beginning, but you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't talk to me until it benefited you
It's crazy.
because you only asked me to come onto your contract that you were on, to which I still had to interview for and be qualified for
Mm-hmm.
because you were getting a referral bonus. At the time, they were giving out $5,000 referral bonuses.
Damn.
So it had to benefit you. Granted, should you get something for referring somebody? Of
Yeah,
course.
you went out, you
But
found
you
talent.
only reached out to me because from a previous team we worked on, I was the only one that actually did the work for the whole environment.
Mm-hmm.
So after all of that, so this is why I say the whole thing is hilarious. The pettiness is like you take that personally when I'm trying to do what I got to do to put food in my mouth and feed myself, pay my bills.
Mm-hmm.
So in that 2 weeks, I come back in. I guess he was looking for some paperwork or something. I come back into my cube, keyboard flipped over, mouse on the floor, monitors all ajar, all my stuff just thrown by the wayside. Basically, like whatever he was looking for, I guess he couldn't find. And I was like, wow, you got my personal number. You've been texting me the whole time we're working together. Hey, do you know where this is? Can you know where that is? Where's it at on your desk? Or can you leave it on my desk? Nothing. Then you block me on social media as if I'm the problem
Mm-hmm.
for looking out for myself. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But that's funny because you were just coming to me talking about how everybody's jealous of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why would they be jealous of you? And then I get it. You've done this before, and people
Mm-hmm.
realized who you were and they stopped
Fucking,
effing
yep,
with you.
yeah.
So now no, they're not jealous. They realize you ain't shit.
You ain't worth a damn.
Cause I'm like, you get first of all, it was giving real female tendencies. Hate to put
Crazy.
it any other way. Because I put my 2 weeks in instead of as another black man, instead of you being like, hey, yeah, I think you're going great. You know, you're doing what you got to do for you, for your career and all of this. You block on first before you block on social media, you post statuses everywhere, pictures, Xing out like, oh, you can't help everybody in this world. Some people only look out for themselves. They backstab, and I'm like,
That's
did you
you.
go to social media instead of coming to me like a man,
Twitter
and then you
fingers.
block?
Twitter
What?
fingers. Uh, but like, that's the other thing. When you're a contractor, some of these companies, some of them are just staffing companies, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that
Some of them
part.
are just staff. They're just
And
trying to
you don't know.
get you on site, get their payout. Cool. Like I had this one company I worked for, and they don't say the name, but
Mhm.
fuck them. Uh, but I was trying to hit this man out years for like a year straight. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I got my certs all paid for by me. Never got reimbursed for none of my
Mhm.
certs.
I've never been reimbursed.
Like my company was like, yo, we'll reach out to this other company because I was a subcontractor. I wasn't on the primary. Sometimes if you're a subcontractor, you get away with a lot more shit.
That part.
You get away with a lot more shit. If you were a sub, they ain't worried about you. They ain't if you don't come into work, hey, they ain't gonna ask you why you ain't coming to work. And they're like, I was asking for a raise. I was like, yo, I've
Mhm.
been there for a year. You got a fantastic fucking rapport because I've been here representing the company.
Mhm.
I've got more certs, solidified our stake in, being a subcontractor, able to do the work and all this shit. Man said, let me go and see what's going on. It was in December. I said, late November, I hit him up. Like mid-December, he hits me back, said, hey, starting on the first, we was able to scratch some numbers and shit. This man said, starting first, your pay increase is gonna go up by $1.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
I shit you not, $1 pay increase. Now, mind you, I got the search I was getting. I got my CCNA, my that was network fucking certification.
Like level 2 and 3 certs. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yo, dude, like you don't understand. Like the search I got, top notch. Like and you didn't have to put out anything for that. So,
Right.
but that's when you told me, hey, you can't don't ask for a raise, ask for a position change because the position
Hmm.
title brings you a certain amount of money. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah,
Yep.
I was ready to go in off there. Like, bro, you give me $1
Hmm.
increase. You already shortchanged the shit. That's another thing. You got to be careful with some of these agencies because they're gonna shortchange the shit out of you.
Hmm.
Because when I first came in, they got me for 60,000. I was like, all right, whatever. But then I get there, man, I'm working help desk.
Right.
I get there, motherfuckers making 80, 85, $92,000 doing the same job.
Right.
And I'm like, No, this ain't the wave. And one of them cats that was getting paid 80 was from my same company. My same company.
Bro, turn
And I'm
around
getting paid
and
60, he
be
getting paid 80. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
dirty.
So when I was like, you know what? I'm going somewhere else. I'm taking my stuff federal, not having to deal with this shit no more.
Facts, facts.
Mind you, I ain't even hear from this cat for a while. This contract work is crazy. Because unless they need something from you, they're not gonna be hitting you back.
Oh yeah,
Second,
100%.
second I
100%.
hit them with that, I was at home. Home got the offer for the federal for the government. Boom. Hey, my last 2 weeks putting my notice in. Last day I'm gonna be at blah blah. Second I hit send, 10 minutes later, my phone started ringing. He's like, "Hey man, I just saw your email. Is there anything going on?"
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
they look
"No, no, everything's good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about you. Don't worry,
all
little
good in
head.
the hood, baby.
Don't worry, little head, man. Don't worry about me. You didn't do it before. Don't worry about it now.
Facts.
Don't worry." And that's why the fucker probably he hit me up a while back. He's like, "Yo, do you know anybody? This and the third?" I'm like, "I know a couple people, but I don't know what you want me to do. I can't
Like
deal
I'm not
with you.
gonna get any benefit on that. Like you tried to give me $1 raise. Like
You gave
what
me
do
your
you
ass to
expect me to
kiss.
refer? Right. So I'm giving you mine.
I can't deal with you, man. You all that hustle like third string. I don't get somewhere, man."
No. And that's another thing too is I try to tell people when it comes to contracting that I've learned like a lot of stuff. I've watched the industry change from you need a degree to we want your certs more than you having a degree. And some places still value the degree, which is fine to have, but a lot of places are like, well, your certs we'll take that before we take the degree because it's such a substitute, provides real world experience. But that was the biggest thing, like I told you, is when it comes to the way they write contracts,
It's crazy.
the position title is what they use. That's how they bill for your labor. So if you doing work that's a system engineer, nah, you need to tell them make me a system engineer because that increases the capital gain by like 30 to 50K.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they look at my experience and my certs now, stuff like that, I try to stay out of the way for obvious reasons because I want to be low impact and I want you to leave me alone
Mm-hmm.
because and that's why I always ask them, hey, I'm like, oh, I'll just do like, this amount between this range. They're like, but with your surgery experience, you should be asking for 150, 170. Nah, because then you're gonna ask more of me, and then that's gonna be a headache. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got to play dumb till it's time not to play dumb.
Mm-hmm. And
But
I'll be sitting up there now. I'll be like, "All right, man, whatever y'all want." But a lot of times, if you was on a typical contract and it's like a year or 2 years
mhm.
at the halfway point, second you got to get a couple of months to the halfway point, start looking for another job because there's no guarantee. And the contractor, there's no guarantee you're gonna stay on that contract. There's no guarantee that they're gonna want to keep you. If you do stay on the contract, if they lose the contract, there's no guarantee that the new company's gonna want to pick you up.
And honestly, it's like so. That's the biggest thing that I try to explain to people as well, just from my travels. And I always tell people, I'm like, you know me, I say it all the time. I speak from only what I experienced and my experiences and what I've gone through, but I always reserve the right to be wrong because times and people, things will always change. The game is the same, but the players will always change.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing is when it comes to these contractor companies, and I always tell people I've had experience with small and medium companies and large ones. And the biggest thing I can say is that a small to medium company will always take care of you because they're able to keep a better grip and closed bubble on their employees. If it's a company, it typically if it's a small contractor company, if they're like, we've got 30 employees, 50 employees. They might say, hey, we've just gotten to 100 employees and now they're a medium company. They're still invested in taking care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was with one small company, and if it wasn't for the fact that they did not want to let me go, but they couldn't afford to, I priced myself out as I wanted to move up in my career. If
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to stay stagnant, great. But I wanted to move forward in my career, but they gave me a $10,000 learning budget.
Mm-hmm.
I had unlimited PTO,
Mm-hmm.
um, bereavement leave if needed. It started off with 3 months.
Mm.
Whatever you need. If you had a kid, they were giving out 3 months.
Mm.
If you if you adopted, they were giving out 3 months. And if you needed additional time, they were willing to work out hybrid schedules with you. Back before it was a thing.
Mm.
um Travel reimbursement budget. If you went on vacation with your family after working there for at least a year, they would front back 50% of the cost if
Oh.
it was in the continental United States. So great company. But the moment them companies get to medium, from medium to large, things change. Because when I went to a large company, it became very apparent. It's kind of like being in public school. You get your student slash employee number,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all you are. You are only beneficial and important to that company as long as you are making them money. The moment you jeopardize a
You're done.
single dollar, you're gone.
You
You mean nothing. And I try to get people to understand that when they're like, "Oh, I don't want to." No, you that company is loyal to you for as long as you are filling their pockets.
mm-hmm.
I'm all about loyalty, but let's not pretend like these companies won't drop you at the dime. The government's like, we don't like Jason, we don't like Jordan at all. We don't like him at all, and we're gonna drop the contract if y'all don't do something about him because we don't like the fact that he's outspoken. He thinks for himself. You think they're gonna think twice?
They'll be like, all right, they walk over,
Cool.
pack shit up. What?
Exactly. They gonna walk. They will walk you out and then find somebody to do your job cheaper.
Crazy. All right, we had almost time limit. We only got a minute up. Let's closing statements and let's roll out.
Closing statements. Just it's a cold world. It's a tip of the flip of the coin, tip of the scale. You can have a great time or you can have a bad time. I always say maintain at least 2 weeks of PTO in the bank and make sure you keep a cushion because between furloughs and contracts dropping, you want to always put yourself in the prime position.
What I'll say, being a contractor, uh, play the pawn role until they don't realize you're a real king. Until next time, take
Till
care of
next time.
yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time. Y'all take it easy.
Peace.